Namaskar, welcome to our channel Whitetail. Here we will explore about spirit of nationalism. The concept of Hindu Rashtra has a complex and multi-layered history that intertwines with the evolution of Indian identity. Its origins can be traced back to Tilak's Hindu nationalism, then in early 20th century, specifically to 1923, when Veer Savarkar introduced the ideology of Hindutva. This ideology emphasized the necessity of a nation rooted in Hindu cultural identity, which aimed to assert the stature of Hindus as the dominant demographic within the Indian subcontinent. Savarkar's vision was not merely about religion, it was about creating a national identity built on shared culture, history, and values. In the backdrop of Savarkar's philosophy, the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh (RSS) was founded. This organization played a pivotal role in promoting Hindu cultural values and social unity. Through grassroots programs, the RSS sought to instill a sense of pride and awareness among Hindus, presenting them as a cohesive community with a rich heritage. The emergence of the RSS marked a significant turning point in the propagation of Hindu nationalism, as it shaped the dialogue around cultural preservation and social harmony within Indian society. As the years unfolded, the concept of Hindu Rashtra evolved, adapting to the socio-political climate of the country. Various leaders reinterpreted Savarkar's ideas, weaving them into the national discourse. Key principles emerged, such as political empowerment, which advocated for the political representation of Hindus and the promotion of their interests within the broader Indian context. This led to debates around inclusivity and representation of diverse communities in India, against the backdrop of secular ideals embedded in the Indian constitution. The historical context of Hindu Rashtra and its evolution invites a debate that resonates in contemporary discussions. On one hand, proponents argue that it offers a sense of pride and a revival of cultural heritage, while on the other hand, critics raise concerns about the implications of majoritarianism and the marginalization of minority communities. The ideological contention is further fueled by the secular nature of India's constitution, which promises equality for all its citizens irrespective of religion. Thus, the debate surrounding Hindu Rashtra reflecting the plurality of Indian society. In today's context, the aspirations for a Hindu Rashtra possess different interpretations, ranging from a heightened sense of patriotism to the advocacy of a uniform civil code that seeks to ensure equality before the law. Whether viewed through the lens of cultural identity or as an expression of inclusive nationalism, the discourse surrounding Hindu Rashtra continues to challenge the foundational principles of the democratic republic established by the framers of the Constitution. Hence, engaging with this concept demands a nuanced understanding of its roots, principles, and the ongoing dialogue that shapes India's socio-political landscape. The Hindu religion holds foundation from sutras from Vedas, Smriti, and Shastra. Where you will see Varna system is a foundational aspect of ancient Indian society, structured into four main categories: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Each group is delineated by specific roles and responsibilities that intertwine with notions of duty and hierarchies of social standing. Brahmins, representing the priestly class, held the highest position, tasked with guiding spiritual practices and preserving sacred knowledge. Kshatriyas, as warriors and rulers, embodied strength and governance, while Vaishyas, the merchants and landowners, were central to economic activities. Shudras, positioned at the bottom, performed menial tasks and provided essential labor for society's functioning. This elaborate hierarchy was not arbitrary. It emerged from historical roots entrenched in the late Vedic period as claimed around 1000 to 500 BCE, when societal roles began to crystallize. At the heart of the Varna system lies the concept of dharma, which signifies not just duty, but the moral order one must uphold. Dharma provides a compass for righteous living, guiding individuals toward actions that maintain harmony within society. Closely intertwined with dharma is karma, the principle that every action has a consequence, influencing the present and future lives of individuals. Moksha, or liberation, represents the spiritual goal, a state of freedom from the cycle of rebirth. These religious concepts are deeply embedded in the societal fabric, shaping individual identities and societal expectations within the Varna framework. Scriptural sources, such as the Vedas, particularly the Purusha Sukta in the Rig Veda, play a crucial role in establishing the Varna system's divine origin, depicting the Brahmins as emerging from the mouth of the cosmic being, Kshatriyas from the arms, Vaishyas from the thighs, and Shudras from the feet. From this portrayal institutionalizes the hierarchy and underscores the notion of ritual purity, where Brahmins are deemed the most pure, while lower Varnas are seen as progressively impure. Restrictions imposed on lower Varnas, such as limited access to education and specific occupational boundaries, further illustrate systemic inequalities. This segregation is also evident through the treatment of Dalits, often referred to as untouchables, who faced social ostracism and degrading tasks, highlighting the harsh realities of this hierarchical society. The Dharma Sutras codified these duties and reinforced the inequalities inherent in the Varna system, while texts like the Manusmriti solidified these structures, prescribing punishments and justifying discrimination, thereby perpetuating suffering among lower castes. This complex interplay of duty, hierarchy, and religious authority shapes the ongoing discourse around caste in contemporary society. India's constitution embodies a profound commitment to secularism, positioning the state as a neutral arbiter among religions. The guiding principle is that every faith deserves respect and equal treatment, eliminating bias that may arise within societal constructs. This framework is essential to maintaining social harmony in a nation enriched by diverse beliefs, allowing citizens to coexist and thrive irrespective of their spiritual affiliations. At the core of India's identity as a democratic republic is the principle that the government derives its power from the electorate. This democratic ethos fosters participation and accountability, ensuring that the voices of citizens are heard and accurately represented in governance. It empowers the populace to engage actively in shaping policies that influence their lives, thus reinforcing the notion of democracy as a living entity that evolves alongside societal needs. Inclusivity is an intrinsic component of the Constitution's vision. By advocating justice and equality for all citizens, it seeks to dismantle barriers imposed by caste, creed, and religion. The rights enshrined within the Constitution, such as the right to equality and the freedom of religion, collectively work towards the establishment of a just society where everyone has the opportunity to contribute and benefit equally from national progress. However, the clash of ideologies poses a challenge, with movements advocating for a Hindu Rashtra that may jeopardize the secular fabric of the state. This push for cultural dominance raises valid concerns regarding the marginalization of diverse communities that have long fought for equal recognition. It is essential to uphold the ideals of constitutional secularism, which champions harmony and the necessity of respecting all religions to foster a cohesive social environment. The Constitution also addresses the historical injustices faced by marginalized communities through the reservation policy, aimed at empowering those who have been systematically oppressed. By ensuring equality of opportunity, especially in public employment, it helps to bridge the gap created by socio-economic disparities. This principle, enshrined in Article 16, is pivotal in balancing merit with social equity, thus nurturing a more inclusive workforce. Furthermore, educational empowerment is a cornerstone of India's commitment to inclusivity. Provisions such as Article 21A advocate for free education for children and underline the importance of promoting the interests of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other weaker sections. By institutionalizing education as a fundamental right, India strives to break cycles of poverty and disenfranchisement, creating pathways toward economic stability. The Indian Constitution stands as a shining beacon of hope, aiming to minimize inequalities in income and status through Article 38. The recent expansion of the 10% EWS quota to include economically weaker sections, which was wrongly justified in exemplifying the nation's dedication to fostering economic inclusivity, which was against fundamental principles of reservation, which was given to marginalized discriminated communities. Cultural and linguistic diversity form an integral part of India's identity, revered and protected through Articles 29 and 30. Article 29 champions the rights of minorities to preserve their unique cultures, which forms a vibrant tapestry of traditions woven together over centuries. Article 30 goes further, empowering these groups to establish and manage educational institutions, ensuring linguistic heritage flourishes. Together, these articles safeguard the rights of minorities, recognizing that diversity is not merely an aspect, but a cornerstone of India's composite culture. Essential to this framework are constitutional bodies like the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, Scheduled Tribes, and other backward classes, which safeguard the interests of marginalized communities. These institutions advocate for the rights and representation of those who have historically faced discrimination. Through their initiatives, they amplify the voices of the underrepresented, championing for their rightful place in society, ensuring that marginalized groups are not left behind in the quest for equality. Moreover, the Supreme Court of India serves a vital role in upholding these constitutional ideals, rendering landmark judgments that promote social progress. Its interpretations shape legal precedents that challenge societal norms, perpetuating discrimination. Yet, despite these commendable efforts, social inequalities persist, underscoring the pressing need for reforms and greater public awareness regarding constitutional values, vigilance being crucial for meaningful change. The Constitution is a living document, evolving with India's socio-political landscape. Its adaptability is evident in numerous amendments that address contemporary challenges faced by society. Success stories of marginalized communities, flourishing in political representation and various fields, highlight the empowerment that has developed over time, showcasing the progress made towards inclusivity. At the heart of this transformation lies civic education, an essential tool in reinforcing constitutional values among citizens. This education bridges the gap between ideals and reality, fostering a deep awareness of rights and responsibilities. As we move forward, embracing diversity and promoting equality will lay the groundwork for harmonious coexistence, solidifying the Constitution as the cornerstone of unity and progress in constructing a truly inclusive India. The formation of Pakistan in 1947 marked a significant moment in history, rooted in religious identity. However, this foundation has increasingly posed challenges as the nation struggles under the weight of sectarianism and governance issues. In contrast, India, forged through the ideals of secularism and unity, stands as a testament to the strength found in diversity. This juxtaposition reveals the importance of acknowledging that true national progress is rooted in inclusiveness rather than division. The precedence of Sharia law over the constitution in cases of conflict within Pakistan illustrates a critical disconnect between religious law and democratic principles. This situation compels one to recognize the plight of non-Muslim communities rendered second-class citizens within their own borders. Such a reality starkly contrasts with India's commitment to uphold the constitutional rights of all its citizens, irrespective of religion. The vision of a secular India serves not only as a philosophy, but as a functional framework, allowing different faiths and cultures to coexist harmoniously. Addressing the idea of transforming India into a Hindu Rashtra reveals a risky misunderstanding of the country's essence. India flourishes not through the dominance of one religion over another, but through its vibrant tapestry of beliefs and languages. The unity in diversity is not just a slogan. It is the backbone of India's resilience and strength. As such, the necessity for an inclusive vision becomes paramount. Embracing the constitutional values that advocate for equality and respect for all allows society to pave the way for collective growth and prosperity. Emphasizing the need for an inclusive India is not merely a matter of idealism. It is about laying down the foundation for a future where every citizen is empowered to thrive. The Constitution provides the pathway for nurturing a landscape that celebrates differences, fosters dialogue, and cultivates coexistence. True national prosperity is achievable only when the individual rights of every person, regardless of their background, are acknowledged and respected. Thus, the journey towards an inclusive India is a profound necessity, one that requires active engagement and commitment from all sectors of society. In conclusion, envisioning India as a thriving multicultural nation is essential. The path forward must embrace pluralism as a guiding principle, ensuring that every voice is heard and every belief is valued. By understanding and internalizing these values, we can contribute to a future where an inclusive society is not just aspired to, but realized, transforming millions of lives while reinforcing the proud heritage of our motherland.